welcome to another episode of Inside Athletics. Meet the staff. I'm your host and sports information director, Jordan Matthews. Today our special guest is Mr. Jakeem Perry.
What's up? What's up?
Hey. Do you want to tell everyone what your official title is?
Official title. Wow. Okay, so I serve as the Assistant Athletic Director for Compliance and Operations.
And what exactly does that mean?
So the first and foremost, it is making sure that we are compliant with all NAIA policies and procedures, all the Sun Conference policies and procedures, and all institutional policies and procedures.
Now, like most of the staff here, you are pretty new. We've all kind of started around June, July timeframe. So it's been about 2-3 months since you've been here. What has your experience been like so far?
It's been great, man. The biggest thing for me was the family experience that everybody have. Since I arrived here first day on campus, everybody showed me love, the positivity, the attitude, just the emotions. It was just a great working environment. I saw that from day one.
Now, you're originally from Florida, but you came from up north somewhere, correct?
Baltimore, Maryland, Coppin State University.
And what is that experience like? You know, that was another HBCU, correct?
Correct.
And now you're here at Florida Memorial, the only HBCU in South Florida. So how was that transition for you?
So first of all, I was glad to be back in the warm weather. That was my first time in the snow. So just say it wasn't a pleasant experience just dealing with the snow, and I actually met black ice for the first time. I got a bad end of that.
Well, I grew up in Jersey, so for me, like, I don't like being in the snow, but like it's kind of like when you're here in South Florida for such a long time, you kind of miss it a little bit. Just a little bit,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But now that you're back at another HBCU, with Florida Memorial kind of like restructuring and restarting over their athletic program, you bringing in a lot of knowledge in the compliance field. How do you think you can help the department the most?
Well, I bring a lot of experience, especially from the Division I background, coming from Bethune-Cookman University and Coppin State University. And one thing that I want us to do is I want us to be able to function like a major FBS or major FCS school or institution. And within that, what I'm gonna do is also provide a lot of developmental opportunities for our coaches. So we can help our coaches transition for a better opportunity.
So outside of just the compliance, you're also involved in other organizations here in the athletic department, like the Student Athlete Advisory Committee and I believe the Champions of Character, correct?
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about those programs.
Okay, so Student Athlete Advisory Committee, otherwise known as SAC. That was the first time that we've actually had the SAC committee at Florida Memorial University, and I was excited about that. And that's very important because that's the student athlete voice. Everything that's going on around campus from a student perspective and the athlete perspective, we as administrators need to know that, and we want to have that open link of communication between ourselves and the students, because that's initially how we're going to know the level of services that we are providing and how we can improve on them.
And what about like the Champions of Character? What is that all about?
So the Champions of Character, the NAIA is all about sportsmanship.
So outside of the compliance, outside of Champions of Character, outside of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, give me 3 things that people just don't know about you, or 3 like interesting facts about yourself.
So I'm gonna give you the first one, which you probably know where I'm going with this, but I have severe food allergies.
Now, a lot.
I've never ate pizza, cake, ice cream, pasta, bread a day in my life.
You're missing out on so many good things. Like, yeah, he has some really weird food allergies, and the things that we see him eat, we're just like, I feel so sad for you. But if you never had it, you don't know what you're missing. So I guess one of those things. But just know that you're missing out on a lot. I just want you to know that. Okay.
So there's another funny thing about that. So one of my college friends, he always asks me, he said, Jakeem, he say, when you're on your deathbed, I want to know one thing that you want to try. And I looked at him funny because I'm thinking in my head, why would you ask me that? We're 21, 22 at the time. I have 80 more years of life to live. Hopefully more than that. Yeah, right. Hopefully more than that. But he asked me, and I thought about it. I said, if there's one thing I want to try, a Krispy Kreme donut. They smell so good.
I do not like Krispy Kreme.
Wow. I mean, technically I don't either, but
yeah, it's overrated. I'm not for it. But what is the second thing?
Second thing, I'm extremely passionate. I'm an extremely caring person. What I tend to do at times is kind of overly caring about other people. I feel as if I can change the world all by myself. That's a characteristic or a trait or a skill or a mindset that I've always had since I was a child.
Interesting. That's one that everyone should have. So let's hope that transitions to the rest of the department and everywhere else around us, because we want that type of trait. And what is the third and final thing?
The third and final thing, let's see, about me, let's say, can I make it funny?
Oh, goodness.
So I am a preacher's kid. My dad was a pastor. I grew up in the church, doing several different speeches, plays, and even praise dancing.
Hey, let me see something real quick.
Oh no!
Let me see something real fast.
She doing a little too much with that.
We gonna get one. I'm gonna find a snippet somewhere. We gonna get him in there praising.
I don't put nothing past her. She can dig up anything.
We gonna find it. But thank you of course for coming on the show today. Just giving people opportunity to get to know you a little better. If you had any advice to give to any student athletes out there, or just anyone in the athletic communications or compliance field, what would you say?
Wow, that's a big one. I'm gonna try to make this very, very direct to the point as possible. But if I can give any advice to any student athletes, any students, anybody in general, it'll be always know yourself. If you don't know yourself, I advise everybody to get to learn yourself. I am 26 years old, just turned in July. Well, not just turned, it's been about 4 or 5 months ago. But when I was in Baltimore, Maryland, from January to July, I learned so much about myself. Even before then, with some of the accomplishments that I was achieving, some of the presentations that I was doing, I thought I had a good handle on life. But it took me actually each and every day going through my trials and tribulations in my transition to an entirely different state, where I learned to actually understand who I was as a person. Then I was able to understand the man that I am becoming, the man I want to be, the type of legacy that I want to leave behind, how I want to be honest within myself. And some things that help me do that is every morning I wake up, I read my daily Bible plan apps. I have another app on my phone called The Pattern, which gives you different information about yourself as well. And I also take down notes each and every day, right? Everything on stick, just about my growth, my positivity, whether I want to gain weight, whether I want to build muscle, just all types of things that I want to accomplish in my life. So I think the foundation for that is knowing yourself, placing yourself first, and surrounding yourself with the people who interest you or have the best interest for you, and also is going to push you to be better.
Okay. I'm digging. Knowing yourself. I do. Like, it may seem like he already be thinking I'm joking. I'm never joking.
She does with me.
No, I get that. That's great advice. If you don't know who you are, other people can't really know who you are. So that's great advice. And I hope you guys out there are taking it, putting it to use every day, living that. And once again, thank you for joining us. And I hope you guys have learned something new about our Director of Compliance here. And until next time, guys.